Hey, welcome back tuning into today's second video. We've already done the JMA 3-month look ahead going from March to May, and that's on the homepage. You've got to scroll down underneath this. Videos made underneath the link ads, and you'll be able to find the JMA 3-monthly update. This is just a quick update looking at weather for the coming week, because we've got some quite interesting charts showing up for the coming week. Some quite unusual looks like going to happen at the end of the week, which is low pressure is going to sort of decouple from Iceland. It's going to finish up somewhere around the Bay of Biscay or Spain, and the upshot of that could be to turn the winds into the east next weekend, which could end February and this remarkably mild winter on a pretty wintry note. So we'll have a look at the detail on that in a second. But before we get on with that, just very quick to mention the ads. So there's links to articles on the pages. I've just mentioned them. Have a browse through widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. And thanks so much to Matt. Just want to start off with xcweather.co.uk because it's a remarkably mild day across much of England and Wales today. So these are the temperatures. Wittering, for example, is up to 14 degrees. Cranfield up to 15, Cambridge is up to 13 degrees. These are more like sort of temperatures you expect in April. So Marham is up to 40. I think the maximum today is 15 degrees. There it is, 15 degrees, and a few more popping off. So Doncaster's just got up to 15 degrees. You probably just saw that flashing away. That's getting up towards 60 Fahrenheit. I'd say more like the sort of temperatures you expect in April than in February. Could go a little bit higher than this. I wouldn't be at all surprised in the next hour or so to possibly see 16, maybe at the outside 17 degrees being achieved. It's completely different in the north though, much colder up there. Aviemore pegged back at just 2 degrees. Loch Carnock, I think that is. That's pegged down at 1 degree. Out Nahara, 4 degrees. So it's much colder across central northern parts of Scotland, and even coming further south into Glasgow, just 7 degrees there and 7 degrees at Edinburgh. So it's a real north-south split today. Cold in the north, very mild, exceptionally mild, perhaps even could say warm if it wasn't for the wind down in the south. However, these mild temperatures are on their way out in a few hours' time. So these are the GFS temperatures and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks, and we can see that we're significantly above average right now with these ensembles. I'm just going to get the highlighter ready. There we go. So we're significantly above average with these temperatures right now. The red line here is the 30-year temperature average, but it's downhill all the way after this afternoon, and we're going colder than average through much of this week. You see that we're dipping down now quite significantly below the red line. Dates on the bottom of the chart. So this is taking us towards the end of the week and next weekend in this section just here, and that's when the coldest of those temperatures are coming through. So if you like mild temperatures, enjoy this afternoon, because the temperatures will be turning colder through this coming week. Precipitation spikes coming up as well, so quite a lot of rain through the course of tomorrow, and then more could run along the south coast. That might turn wintry if it comes inland on Tuesday. May update snow watch this evening just to have a quick look at the chance of snow this week. But of course, as I saw last week, these marginal situations with snow very uncertain. Beyond that, we do keep precipitation spikes into the weekend, so there could be further wintry conditions coming along with this dip in the temperatures. So let's have a look at the charts. This is the GFS for Thursday, and we're in generally quite a cold northerly flow then with a ridge of high pressure. A fair amount of dry weather. A couple of wintry showers running down the east coast, but fair amount of dry weather, I would think, on Thursday. On Friday, now this is what's going on. This is what's quite interesting. We've got this area of low pressure just here around Iceland, but notice it's sort of elongating and being pulled down to the south. That's very unusual for low pressure to be doing that, and it does indicate that the atmosphere is doing something quite unusual. So as we go 24 hours on, this takes us to Saturday. Look what's happened. That low pressure has left Iceland, and now it's moving down into the Bay of Biscay as a cut-off area of low pressure, and this has the effect as the heights build behind it. So we've got the ridge coming up here and the trough going down there. This has the effect of starting to turn the winds into the east for us. You see the isobars are backing round into the southeast. This low pressure is taking heavy rain down into the Bay of Biscay, but then as that pushes through France through into Sunday, it tightens the gradient. So now we've got a very unusual scenario with a ridge around Greenland and Iceland, trough of low pressure around Spain, the Bay of Biscay and France, and you see that the winds are going into the east. Quite an odd one, this. It doesn't happen all that often that low pressure decouples from Greenland and Iceland and ends up down across Spain and France. So the models are going to struggle with this quite a lot, and we are going to need to wait and see how it plays out. But that's definitely turned the winds into the east, and this low pressure down to south, although it is centred over France, this low pressure with these easterly winds would be providing moisture, and some of that could be wintry coming in on those easy winds. There are the upper air temperatures for Sunday. This is midnight Saturday into Sunday. You see the -5 ice firm more or less into the country, or covering the country. So there would be wintry potential. And as I said, we'll update Snow Watch this evening just to see what the models are predicting in terms of snow over the next 24 hours. We go through into Monday, still in that east to northeast wind. This is the last day of February, Monday 29th of February, because we've got an extra day this year. Still in those east to northeast winds, so that would still be cold. And then we move through up towards day 10. So this takes us to the 1st of March, Tuesday the 1st of March, with a ridge starting to topple in then. But still keeping that east to northeasterly going in the south and the southeast, which would be cold. And then finally we go through to day 10, Wednesday the 2nd of March, and we start to bring low pressure back in off the Atlantic. That could bring a band of snow, probably turning back towards rain as the milder westerlies begin to re-establish. That's a very long way out, though, in this pattern, so don't take that at all seriously, that we break down this unusual pattern of high pressure around Greenland and Iceland and low pressure across France. Don't assume that we break out of that as quickly as the model is expecting there. ECM finally, and there's that northerly wind as we go through into Thursday. Friday, again, same sort of idea. The low pressure on Friday is still more or less centred to the south of Greenland, but notice we're starting to get a trough moving to the south. We're still within cold air here, and I think there's a weather system coming in from the west, actually. So this little kink in the isobars just here, and again just here, that's probably some sort of weather system coming in, or trying to come in from the west. That could be bringing wintry conditions into the west on Friday. And then we go through into Saturday, and that low pressure is now down across the Bay of Biscay, so it's moved from there on Friday to being here on Saturday. So same idea, that the low pressure is diving southwards with the jet stream. Notice the black line, how far the jet stream is going. It's going down to south of Spain, even towards North Africa there within that trough. Very unusual developments with that. And then we move through into Sunday. Now, this isn't as tight with the gradient on Sunday, so we're not bringing in a strong easterly wind. Nevertheless, there could be snow within this. There's little trough features indicated by these kinks in the isobars, for example, just there. And again, probably just here. So again, there could be some wintry conditions over the weekend, but the east isn't quite as strong. It does pick up a bit more across England and Wales on Monday, the 29th of February, though, so that can start bringing snow showers into the south and the east for the last day of February. And then we go through Tuesday, 1st of March, and then on into Wednesday, the 2nd. And we're a little bit in between, but we've got high pressure still there over Scandinavia. Low pressure's trying to come back in off the Atlantic. As I say, once we get into this pattern with this high pressure to the south and low pressure to the south, I should say, high pressure to the north, such an unusual pattern that even I'm not used to saying it. Once we get into that, it can take quite a long time to break out of it. So don't assume that the westerlies re-establish quickly as we get into the start of March. So I think we'll get some wintry weather coming up at the end of this week and into next weekend. If this low pressure does dive southwards, of course, if it dives too far south, we're not going to get the moisture from it. So we want it to be around sort of central northern France, really, to bring those easterlies in and give us a chance of snow. It is an interesting one, though. It's unusual what models are picking up on here for the end of the week and the weekend. So we're going to have to wait and see how it plays out. As I say, I'll update Snow Watch this evening, just for a general heads up about what the GFS is indicating in terms of wintry potential from all of this, assuming there is any. That will be this evening at around 7 o'clock. That's all for now then, and thanks for watching.